Today we recognize the many ways our caregivers have been carrying on our mission through their hearts and hands as they bring a healing spirit to all that they do. So today we gather as PeaceHealth caregivers to celebrate. Across the system, we have caregivers who serve in a variety of roles: support staff, specialists, nursing and clinical services, technicians, providers, leaders, and board members. We are all caregivers, and it takes every one of us to carry on this healing mission. Whether you are building a tool or empowering the work at the bedside, preparing the food, or answering the questions for someone struggling with their account, the work you do fulfills a sacred purpose: to be present to those who are struggling and to assist in their healing. I would like to welcome you as we join together in a spirit of reflection and joy to celebrate this spirit of healing. We celebrate to nurture a deeper appreciation for what we do together as a ministry. We celebrate to recognize the many ways our caregivers live our mission and values within these walls, within our clinics, labs, and hospitals throughout the Northwest. In particular, we gather today to recognize and honor 6 outstanding PeaceHealth caregivers who were nominated by their peers for the way their work embodies the mission and core values of PeaceHealth. Today, the governing board as sponsors, our executive leadership, and all our caregivers join together in awarding these caregivers PeaceHealth's highest honors, the Spirit of Healing Award. In addition, we will be announcing the names of the honorees that will be formally recognized in their home communities in the following weeks. Finally, we gather today to welcome a new caregiver among us as she comes to serve in leadership as our new Chief Operating Officer. We welcome Beth O'Brien and will bless her work as she brings her heart and hands to our ministry. So together, let us celebrate.
As we begin, I invite you to reflect and bless our time together today. Let us open with a moment of quiet. Take a deep breath. Listen to your heart and welcome the spirit of healing into our presence. In this pause, I encourage you to listen to your breath, the breath that sustains you, the air that sustains us all. In this awareness, we celebrate the great gift of life that life is for each of us. We remember that what we do is a part of a sacred and cherished mission that brings the reality of healing to life, and that we are each an important part of this sacred mystery of healing. So I invite you, take a deep breath. We now light our mission candle to recall that our call to service unites us in our common purpose.
In your booklet, you have the mission statement. So please join me in acclaiming this mission together. We carry on the healing mission of Jesus Christ by proclaiming personal and community health, relieving pain and suffering, and treating each person in a loving and caring way. May we all keep this flame burning brightly. In representing the variety of work and talents that are needed to fulfill the work of this ministry, we've asked a number of people today, caregivers, to share how their unique roles serve our mission. And so, as we listen to their words, let us reflect on the unique gifts and talents of each person our systems bring to the healing mission. Lisa.
My name is Lisa Tangen. I'm a caregiver at the Shared Service Center, and I am part of the team that extends PeaceHealth's healing mission to those in need. I work in the Communications, Marketing, and Public Affairs Department, and my role is communications and marketing for all PeaceHealth foundations and other special projects. When I approach my work in the spirit of healing, the needs of our caregivers throughout PeaceHealth come to the forefront. As we help tell the stories of the inspiring work they do, ensure that they have access to information that helps them in their jobs, and most importantly, helps all of us as caregivers and members of our community connect what we do with the PeaceHealth mission and with each other.
My name is Rand Whitehead. I'm a caregiver at PeaceHealth Laboratories, and I'm part of the team that extends PeaceHealth's healing mission to those in need. I work in the administrative department, and my role is the CEO and Chief Mission Officer for PeaceHealth Laboratories. When I approach my work in the spirit of healing, I make sure that we have all the resources and talents that are required in order to provide the highest quality laboratory services to support the caregivers that provide direct patient care.
My name is Joanne Miller. I am a caregiver at PeaceHealth Southwest, and I am part of the team that extends PeaceHealth's healing mission to those in need. I work in the palliative care department, and my role is palliative care nurse practitioner. When I approach my work in the spirit of healing, I know that I am honored to be part of the lives of our patients and families. I am supported by Emily, Donna, Lynette, Marie, and Sue, my team members. We work with the whole care team, including chaplains, social workers, nursing, medical staff, and therapists, to help the patient achieve their goals of care. Our job is to assure that patients and their families have the information that they need to make healthcare decisions and honor those decisions, whatever they may be. Many times, this involves difficult conversations regarding end-of-life choices. Sometimes it means not agreeing with their choices and providing support through the process for the staff as well. Often it is offering a consoling hug to someone you just met. We know we have done our job well when the patient and family say, "Thank you, I'm so glad you came and talked with me."
Hi, I'm Keely Kilpack. I'm a caregiver at Shared Services, and I'm part of the team that extends PeaceHealth's healing mission to caregivers in need. I work on the EPIC program, and my role is to support and prepare for all of the changes in our work as we implement the EPIC electronic health record and transform care in our networks, hospitals, labs, and shared services. When I approach my work in the spirit of healing, I support caregivers' emotional, psychological, and cognitive needs in their efforts to adapt to changes in their work. My team and I work with leaders and caregivers, providing compassionate care every time we engage in our networks, and strive to show our wholehearted support for the journey we are all in together.
My name is Robin Virgin, and I'm a caregiver in Vancouver, and I'm part of the team that extends PeaceHealth's healing mission to those in need. I work in family medicine and at the Shared Services as Medical Director of Primary Care. When I approach my work in the spirit of healing as a physician, I'm inspired by the deep and long-lasting patient relationships that develop over time as we deliver babies, watch children grow, and start having children of their own. I treasure the intimacy that develops with these life changes that can take detours through chronic illness, critical illness, and eventually end of life. As a leader, I'm inspired to ensure that every provider and care team have the resources that they need to provide many lifetimes of exceptional care.
As you can see, we have exceptional caregivers. Caregivers who offer a rich example of the services that we extend every day to our patients. So please join with all of us in reading the response noted in your program as we acknowledge our roles as caregivers in this ministry. We are all caregivers called to live out the spirit of healing. We've cherished this journey and celebrate the opportunity to walk in the footsteps of those who have gone before us, the founders of this mission. Now, to understand the future, we also need to understand the past. PeaceHealth stems from a very deep and rich heritage of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. Founded by Margaret Anna Cusack, we understand our purpose by listening to the resonance of her voice in our work. As noted in the history of Margaret Anna Cusack, she possessed, and I quote here, a vibrant voice that consists not just of words, but of actions that have made words and promises come alive. Such is the life and voice of Margaret Anna, sounded in the here and the now. Her voice speaks of bringing peace through healing and hope to the world torn apart by injustice. Her voice speaks of taking risks. It speaks of transforming structures and build blockades to human fulfillment and equality. Her voice speaks, most importantly, of vision and courage. This commitment and the courage is deeply embedded in the charism of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. Their charism infuses our ministry with a sense of purpose. Throughout the history of PeaceHealth, the commitment to peace through justice, compassionate care, and healing permeates our identity. When the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace came to Fairhaven in, I believe it was 1890, they had no way of knowing how their ministry would grow and unfold over generations. They could never have imagined the technology that we use today or the complexity of today's healthcare system. As a matter of fact, you can read stories of the sisters growing the food for that hospital, doing the laundry at night, things that today we would consider very, very unusual. They had little in terms of material resources, but they had great and deep faith and determination to serve the needs of communities. Their work has unfolded in ways that could never have been imagined, and yet deep determination and commitment to caring still permeate our walls and our will. Through the hearts and hands that have sustained this ministry, the vision of Margaret Anna, the continued leadership of Sister Evangelista, the rugged determination of Mother Joseph, and the charism of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace all speak to us today. Each of us carries on this mission in our own way. In particular, we're honored today to celebrate the distinction with which our Spirit of Healing Award recipients model this commitment. We have some amazing people here today that we want to celebrate. These are individuals who have embodied the meaning of our mission and values in the work that they do every day. They were nominated by their peers. This distinct honor captures the essence of what it means to be a PeaceHealth caregiver. So let us join together in celebrating this year's recipients of the Spirit of Healing Awards.
Walk me through this one, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying and we're hoping that you'll help us walk a mile on this road. Sometimes the load is heavy, and sometimes the road, it seems so very long. And sometimes when troubles come, this heart of mine is not so very strong. Lord, who will walk beside us when darkness comes and it's hard to carry on? Who will be your hands, be your feet, and shine your light in the dark before the dawn? Calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels. Walk me through this one, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying and we're hoping that you'll help us walk a mile. Calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels. Walk me through this one, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying and we're hoping, we're loving and we're hurting, we're crying and we're calling. Please help us walk a mile on this road. Calling all angels, calling all angels,
Good afternoon. I'm Carol Aaron, Senior Vice President for People and Culture, and I have the honor of announcing the names of our Spirit of Healing awardees. Representing the value of respecting the dignity of work and work of the individual person, Chris Sandholm. It's not easy to join a department that has struggled and is in disarray. It's even more challenging to take on that team as a leader, tasked with creating harmony while meeting high standards for patient experience and access of care. Chris is that hardworking person. A single parent of 4, she daily demonstrates how to do it well with a staff of 70, taking the time each day for each person and treating everyone with respect. When Chris arrived as a manager, the PeaceHealth Medical Group Pediatrics Department faced many challenges, from shaking morale to implementing EPIC and preparing to take on the Children's Neurodevelopmental Program. Here are a few of the quotes from Chris's team and peers. Instead of immediately changing everything, she talked to everyone to see what areas that needed to be worked on first and the best way to go about it. She started by learning each of us by name and involved different staff members in change, which helped our leads get more people involved. We feel our voice was heard. She helped heal us so we can be better caregivers. She reaches beyond PeaceHealth Medical Group to provide for our youngest patients. Chris nurtured relationships resulting in free books for preschoolers and original framed art in newly painted, bright-colored exam rooms. Everyone is buzzing about the books and the beautiful prints. that will go into our pediatric exam rooms. We look forward to seeing the kids enjoying the books that go along with each picture, making this a great partnership with our Reach Out and Read program. She worked hard to help our department come together to provide the highest quality care as a team. She increased both employee and patient satisfaction by listening to our suggestions and implementing changes that work well for all. Chris is a kind and caring person who listens and responds to the problems right away. Chris clearly demonstrates that respect is more than just a PeaceHealth value. It is a way of living and working with compassion, concern, and engagement. Best of all, it's contagious. Please join me in congratulating and thanking Chris for tremendous difference she has made and as for our role model for respect.
We have 2 additional honorees who will be honored in their own communities for the value of respect. Stephen Ware, a clinical social worker at St. John Medical Center, and Adele Varco, the coding manager, HIM Shared Services located in the Oregon Network.
Representing the value of collaboration, can I call forward Denise Goodhart, and NICU charge nurse, and Cookie Green, ICU staff nurse. Can you come forward? Okay. Denise and Cookie, please come down as we finish here. I want to first say that we tried really, really, really hard to identify just one person for each award. But once you hear their story, you'll understand why there was a tie with both of these really special caregivers who were nominated for the value of collaboration. Denise and Cookie both work at PeaceHealth Sacred Heart at Riverbend. Denise is the charge nurse in the neonatal intensive care unit, and Cookie is a nurse in the intermediate intensive care unit for adults. A few months ago, an elderly woman was admitted with respiratory and heart failure to the ICU at Riverbend. Her dying wish was to see her newly born great-grandbaby. The problem was that the baby was in NICU at Riverbend, having been born 6 weeks premature. Though separated by just a few floors, there were substantial risks in bringing them together, and it took a monumental efforts by both Denise and Cookie to make it happen. The next morning, the patient was removed from the ventilator. They received a clearance to bring the baby from NICU to meet her great-grandmother when the elderly woman had passed for just about 20 seconds. When the family surrounding her called her name, pleading for her to come back, just as the baby arrived into her room, once again, her heart started beating and she opened her eyes as the baby was brought into her room. This newborn was cradled on her chest in the nook of her neck, and together they spent the next 45 minutes being present with each other. The circle of life was complete, and the woman held her husband's hand, and her husband held the small hand of their new great-grandchild as she slipped away quietly. As one of the nominations said, it truly was a moment when the mission of PeaceHealth came alive for me and was experienced by all who were present there. Thank you, Denise and Cookie, for making a lasting difference in the lives of our patients and their families and showing the power and the value of collaboration.
The honorees for the value of collaboration that will be recognized in their communities are Misha Chernick, the Communications and Marketing Manager in Ketchikan Medical Center, and Don Alger, Program Coordinator of Cancer Support with the Regional Infusion Center in the Northwest Network.
Representing the value of stewardship, Bill Pierce, physical therapist. Bill never set out to be the go-to guy for wheelchairs. But when he found himself the sole remaining physical therapist in outpatient rehab at PeaceHealth Sacred Heart Medical Center 10 years ago, he quickly became an expert on all aspects of the job, matching patients with the right wheelchair and other adaptive equipment. Now, Bill's one of 6 PTs on the Oregon Rehab Center team, but he remains the resident master on adaptive equipment. It's an expertise he's passionate about, and it's part of what earned him the Spirit of Healing Award. A few quotes. He routinely goes above and beyond for his patients to allow them the most physical independence possible. Bill is the wheelchair expert and seating specialist, both locally and throughout the network. Prescribing the right wheelchair is often tricky and crucially important for many patients, especially those with long-term disabilities who may be vulnerable to pressure ulcers, respiratory difficulties, repetitive stress injuries, or other complications. The right wheelchair is expensive, but that pales in comparison to a wound care course of treatment that may involve a hospital stay and extended care in a facility. It's not the best way to manage patients' care, and it also can be quite costly. About 15 years ago, he developed a software program that provides detailed template for the lengthy, extremely detailed letters of medical necessity he's required to send to Medicare, Medicaid, and other funding resources. Now his colleagues use it too. Since 1999, Bill has been teaching other physical therapists from around the network about selecting the optimal adaptive equipment and going to bat for the patients who need it. He uses all resources available for a patient, but he's always very mindful and a good steward of resources for our entire health system. PeaceHealth patients constantly rave about the positive experience with their care from Bill. Bill, thank you for your role modeling the value of stewardship.
And the honorees for the value of stewardship are Kathleen Lippick, the manager of social work at Southwest Medical Center, and John Chapman, wellness services coordinator at St. John Medical Center.
Representing the value of social justice, Christine Chioforte. Chris, can you come forward? Caring for patients is hard work. Sometimes, especially difficult patients can make it even harder and cause severe stress on the staff who try and who are caring for them. When Chris learned of some difficult situations, she formed an action response team with clinical and non-clinical caregivers to look more deeply into some of those cases to get a better understanding of the underlying issues. In one instance, the team found that a diabetic patient was repeatedly hospitalized when his blood sugar constantly spun out of control. His frustration showed up in anger, and often the team was challenged to try to meet his needs. Aware of the issues associated with the social factors of health, Chris asked the question, do you think he knows how to do math? It becomes clear that his difficulty with math made it a serious challenge for him to take in the right amount of insulin. Once alerted to this need, the ART team found that he didn't have access to quality food or transportation. On top of that, the team, with Chris's help, petitioned to increase his monthly disability stipend so he could relocate to a home within walking distance of a major grocery store. They also provided training on math and a nutritionist who helped him design a healthier diet. The patient is now living well in his community, is less depressed and less agitated with life, and has not had any more hospitalizations as he has learned to manage his nutrition and insulin at home. By seeing the whole person and the underlying need, Chris and the team offer truly healing assistance to return this patient to his whole self. This is one example of how compassion for patients and caregivers can turn a situation that is very difficult into success through this very profound value and this example by Chris of social justice. Thank you.
And the honorees for the value of social justice are Shannon Paz, the nursing clinical supervisor at Sacred Heart Riverbend, and Joshua Ariard, who's an inpatient nurse and an emergency room department nurse at St. John Medical Center.
And it is now my great pleasure to share with all of you our overall Spirit of Healing Award recipient, Rachel Lucy. Rachel is our Director of Learning and Development, both in PeaceHealth Network and throughout PeaceHealth. Rachel? The Spirit of Healing Awards recognize those who personify our mission and values through action that serves our ministry, caregivers, providers, and patients. Rachel, who is the Learning and Development Director for both PeaceHealth Northwest Network, as well as our system co-leader for Leadership in Ministry and the Leadership Institute, is recognized this year as our overall awardee for the Spirit of Healing from many of our awardees. And really for her, I think, modeling of the very rich and compassionate way she embodies all core values of respect, stewardship, social justice, and collaboration. Rachel is known and respected by many people throughout PeaceHealth. She's known as a servant leader. She also has a passion for social justice, and it's apparent both in, I think, the work she does both professionally as well as personally, working with the Whatcom Alliance for Healthcare Advancement, United Way, and the Tribal Health and Experience Care Team. The value of respect can be seen in every aspect of the way she does her job and the way she lives her life. Rachel has always cared for people with fairness, compassion, and commitment to see things through to completion. She demonstrates a strong spirit of collaboration with each team she's involved with. Rachel makes time meeting with patients, consistently ensuring all stakeholders are involved and that their voices are heard prior to making decisions. She oftentimes also does little things that really can make a colleague's day, bringing them a card, making tasty pastries, leaving flowers on their desk, not just for a birthday or an accomplishment, but just because it's Tuesday or it's a sunny day out. Rachel recognizes the value of being a good steward. She knows that it is a manifestation of caring for her community. What I see in Rachel is a passion and dedication that meets the needs of others because she knows that a healthy community is important to the health, and she truly cares about it. It was the deepest appreciation. We all thank you for your service. Please join me in congratulating and thanking Rachel for her many wonderful qualities.
So thank you in joining us here at the Shared Services to honor these particular caregivers for their outstanding service as they receive the honor of the Spirit of Healing Award. In addition, we have honorees that are being recognized in their communities. Each community will be honoring them through their own events so that we can share this collective spirit of healing throughout all of PeaceHealth. Please join me in a final round of applause.
Alan and I would like to welcome our newest executive to the PeaceHealth family. It's my pleasure to introduce Beth O'Brien, who recently joined PeaceHealth in a new role. Beth brings her hands and her heart to our ministry as Chief Operating Officer. She began just a few weeks ago in the role of leading the operations with the goal of building a strong foundation for advancing care for our communities. Beth is a nurse and executive administrator with a passion for the healing mission of Catholic healthcare.
This is indeed a special day in many ways. Beth comes to us from Catholic Health Initiatives, where she served as Senior Vice President. She'll be leading the executive team here with a focus on increasing our operational excellence as we transform across all networks, PeaceHealth Medical Group, PeaceHealth Labs, and all of the shared services here. It is indeed a gift and a blessing to have Beth, who was called to serve in this ministry of PeaceHealth. Beth?
It is really my privilege to have been called to serve PeaceHealth. I am deeply grounded in my faith, as I know many of you that I've met share that as well. As I've said to many, I'm a student of PeaceHealth now, and you are my teachers. But in particular, I would like to join in congratulating the award winners, because I know I've found 6 really good teachers. So thank you for that. I am looking forward to the days and weeks and months ahead where we plan our work together. And again, I am honored to be a part of this ministry, and I hope to meet you all in greater detail and learn about your work and your contributions. Thank you.
Beth, it is with the deepest respect for the work you are undertaking that we welcome you to your role as Chief Operating Officer at PeaceHealth. Bless you, bless your hands as you lovingly and generously touch, heal, soothe, and comfort the body, mind, and spirit of those who come to trust and rely on your tender care. Thank you all. Thank you for all you do to embody our mission of healing and compassionate care. Peace be with you.
May you carry on the mission. Let us carry on the mission as we carry on the mission of Jesus Christ. May peace go before you as you serve. May peace go before you as you serve. May peace go before you as you serve.
I invite each and all of you to raise your hand and direct your attention toward our Spirit of Healing Award recipients and Beth O'Brien, our new organizational COO. This gesture is an ancient sign shared by many cultures and religious traditions to bestow blessing, to honor, and to support. I invite each of you to use this gesture to focus in your own way the good wishes, prayers, gratitude, and blessing that flow from your hearts. For the Spirit of Healing Award caregivers, God of peace, you are the source of healing and the fount of compassion. Bless these caregivers whom we honor as inspiring representatives of PeaceHealth mission and core values. May their examples be a reminder for all caregivers that the work we do can and does transform lives. Let them know deeply that they are held in deep and personal gratitude for the spirit of healing they embody. For our new COO, Beth O'Brien, may God's love animate your work. May God's Spirit guide you as you serve. May God's peace be rooted in all you do. And may the mission and core values of PeaceHealth be a source of purpose, inspiration, and joy for both you and each of us in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. And let us bless one another. May the spirit of healing fill our hearts with overwhelming joy of life. May we always cherish ourselves, our neighbors, and may you know the depth of appreciation we all feel for each other's role in this healing ministry.
Well, this is indeed a special day. Who could have imagined 2 years ago that we would all be standing here celebrating these many gifts that we are given? But it's great to see all of you and to see this participation in this wonderful building, and the weather even cooperated here with the sun coming out about the time of the ceremony. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thanks, not only for being part of this today, but for all you do, for the gifts you bring, for the care that you give. There are many people behind the scenes, not the least of which are the families and friends who have joined our award recipients today. So as we mingle here in a few minutes in the receptions, please know that behind every caregiver, behind all of us, but especially behind our award recipients today, there stands family and friends to provide support. There are many others who made this day possible. The work that goes into preparing this is done by many hands, and we thank those who have prepared this day for us in this celebration. We appreciate their work. The musicians, of course, beautiful music, by the way, just wonderful addition to this ceremony. So thanks to all of you, and now we invite you to join everyone downstairs for a reception to congratulate the award winners, to meet and welcome Beth, and to enjoy our time together. So as we say, go in peace.